Alright, thought I'd just do a quick little video here. Had a skipping in the accelerator on the Jeep. I've got a 97 Jeep 4-liter. It's a TJ. And went by AutoZone, and AutoZone told me it was my TPS, which is a sensor for the throttle. So we purchased that TPS unit from AutoZone, and basically this is what your TPS looks like. It's a pretty simple sensor. 2 bolts hold it in, and it's got a connection, and so I'm going to replace that. Basically, in order to do that, we're going to, and I don't understand why Chrysler did this, but on one end they have a flathead screw, and on the other they have some different one. So I'm just using an open-ended crescent wrench because it's really difficult to get in on that, on the head of that, in the spot that they've got it. And so basically the easiest way for me to have been able to do this was with a open-ended crescent wrench. Adjustable, some people call them. It's a good thing they're adjustable. Not exactly an easy spot to get at. And of course your adjustable wants to unadjust sometimes. My advice is don't drive your Jeep to the parts store just before you do this too, because of course your engine compartment's going to be very warm. Excuse me. So half of the stuff I'm sitting on right now is hot. Alright. No, I'm not the best videoer in the world, but I just thought, I'm not much of a mechanic, and my thoughts were in this, that some of these things might be helpful to other guys who are like me. If you ever have a problem with the throttle, or anything really, my advice is go buy the AutoZone and hook it up to their computer real quick and let them tell you. A few weeks back I had a problem. It was a real simple fix. I put a distributor cap and a rotor button on. And again, anybody who knows me will tell you I am not a mechanic by any stretch of the imagination. Whoops. Broke something else on the Jeep. Sorry. So obviously what this would probably take only a couple minutes for anybody else in the mechanic world. It's going to take me hours, but I won't video that long. I think my point behind all this video idea is that if I can tackle a job like this, then anybody should be able to tackle a job like this. It's unfortunate because the way they have this thing in there, it's got a lip right where the bolt goes, and you can't actually get a open-ended or closed-ended wrench in there, or a socket either. So it's very, very inconvenient. Let me see if helping getting that out of the way. See what I'm talking about? There's a plastic sleeve around the end of that TPS. Should only be a few more turns and I can get it with the hand. There we go. Almost there. Oh, that's frustrating. I just tell you, I got so tired of paying people to turn wrenches on the Jeep, and one thing I've learned about owning a Jeep is everything needs to be replaced. And so I just can't afford to keep paying people every time I turn around to replace something on the Jeep for me. There we go. Alright, now that whole TPS just comes right out. I can't really tell you what's wrong with this old one, but I can say that something's wrong with it. And we'll just put the new one on. Yep. Just get her heading in the right way. Now, the kit that came from... Oh, got a new gasket. Got to make sure you put the gasket in. Look for all the parts. The kit that came from AutoZone came with a gasket and 2 new bolts. I hope the bolts work because these are the same head, and I wanted to go back with the same consistent tool. But at any rate, let's make sure we get the gasket in there as well. Yep. Just a simple O-ring in there. Only one way for it to go on. Like I said, I don't really know. The shank looks long enough for these new bolts, these new screws, excuse me. The problem is these new ones are about a 1/4 inch longer, so we'll find out if they work. Did you already get us hooked up with the tool? Said it was a Torx 25 bit. Is that what you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. Got my tool girl with me. That should just pop in the other end. Picked up a nice little ratchet set that has Torx bits. So this should go in a little bit quicker. Can you hold the camera for me? Sure. So hold it right in there somewhere. And make this a little bit more painless. Alright, hopefully that thing doesn't bottom out on us before we get her all the way in. It's looking like it's going to take it though. Yep. Again, I don't know why Chrysler did it, but on one side, on the old, you can leave it back, it's okay. On the old one, it had a flathead screw on one side and like a 5/16 or 5/32 screw on the other, and they're hard to get at. So, I don't know. We're getting a little tension here. Hopefully, it goes all the way down. Oops. You can tell old Drakester's not much of a mechanic, is he? There we go. Nice. Alright, and then you just plug that bad boy in right there. And that, my friends, is how to change out a TPS. And I think that's a throttle positioning sensor. And the TPS basically is going to tell whether your throttle is open the proper amount according to where you have your foot on the pedal. At any rate, I'll quit trying to be technical here. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but that is how to change a TPS. And my name is Matthew Drake. Hope this was of service to somebody. Again, if you have any kind of irregularities in the way your throttle is and gas, fuel is when you hit the gas pedal, then my first suggestion is to go down to AutoZone, have them run the sensor, and if it's the TPS, right there's where your TPS is. It's just one connection, 2 wires, 3 wires looks like, and it's got two screws holding it in. So good luck and have fun off-roading in the Jeep world.